Kyle Rittenhouse was enrolled in classes originally at Arizona State University. He was doing online, non-degree seeking courses through the university. He was not an officially admitted student. That kind of made headlines throughout the trial. There was some confusion over that. And then after the trial took place, or towards the end of it, the classes, he was withdrawn from the classes. From my understanding, it seems like he may have withdrew himself from those courses. Obviously, it's kind of tough to keep up with your academic rigor when you're on trial for murder, but I'd imagine that that's somewhat stressful. But basically, he said on a podcast with The Blaze the other day that they are trying to look into being an in-person student in the spring. Now, this has been met with a ton of backlash. You had protesters from ASU saying that they believe that Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty, despite the fact that he was acquitted, saying that he killed black and brown people. That is factually not true. He shot 3 white people. That is the fact of the matter with that. And then
white supremacy at work.
So that's kind of the one talking point that they have with that. And they're essentially trying to say that ASU should be putting out a statement condemning Rittenhouse and should be doing all this stuff. ASU doesn't really care. ASU already said in a statement, if he wants to apply to be a full-time degree-seeking student, he can do that. And they'll probably admit him if he meets the proper requirements to do so. They have certain standards of admission with your GPA, ACT, and SAT scores and different things like that. Pretty standard college admission stuff. And they've said that, well, he has no criminal record, so they can't really do anything about it besides look at his application fairly. So kind of asking you guys about this. Spring semester, this is still a very recent case. If you were in his position, do you think this is a smart idea to all of a sudden go and be in person?
I mean, I just think that's so risky. I can't imagine actually doing that. I mean, unless he can afford some private security detail and can have armed guards with him the entire time. It's like, I understand wanting the college experience, but there's absolutely no way you're going to have a regular college experience because you're going to have Antifa literally chasing you class to class. I guarantee they're not just going to let Bio 101 continue. They're probably going to storm that lecture hall. Like, they're going to make this kid's life a living hell. And I think that it's kind of, I just don't know how in his mind he can come up with the idea that he'll be able to attend. I mean, I think the best thing for him to do would probably be laying low unless he wants to go some other route. But I just don't see how it's even physically possible for him to be freely walking around on campus.
I mean, Tara, I'll say this. At ASU, we're much more about chasing people into bathrooms than lecture halls. So.
Oh, okay, very true.
Yeah, so.
As Senator Sinema knows so well.
Yeah, so I would definitely say that I personally do not think this. Personally, if I was in his shoes, I don't think that would be a good idea for him to come in person. But I think that because the school is clearly cooperating with this, he was acquitted. He should have no problem trying to seek an online degree or some other program with that. And then, this isn't a controversial take. So Lori Roberts is a very liberal columnist over at the Arizona Republic. I read her column about this today, and she said pretty much the exact same thing. And she was basically saying, she's like, listen, we don't really know his academics. I'm not really sure if she used the words ASU material because whatever. And then she was saying that the students who are protesting this want to be the, quote, judge and jury when the judge and jury already did their job. You don't have to agree with the verdict to understand that that's just the way things are. And that's the way our justice system works.
I see she's a white supremacist.
Lori Roberts?
That's what it's not. I mean, if you listen to the way the left describes them, the leftist you just talked about is a white supremacist.
Yeah, and if you thought that your liberal professors hated you just being conservative, imagine being Kyle Rittenhouse, because they're really not going to like that kid. So I don't even know, even if he went, like, how do you navigate through classes of professors who are probably going to more likely hate you than not?